Hey, look, dude, don't beat that.
I do, but I can't make the Idaho and back. Or Ohio, or wherever the hell it's been. I heard Earl yell second all night long. Oh, what's up? Spicer good air trip, man. There's crap there. Scotty? With the air gun problem. With the air gun. Oh, yellow.
Where's ours?
You guys are smart. We didn't take anything. We were sweating. Except for Mike's got the line frame. But it's narrow. I have some of those tires. And look, Mike, see that? No kidding. That's the exact bar. Okay.
Isn't her kid change race? Well, see, she's a groupie.
I can't believe anybody doesn't know me.
It's only really for me.
They're world famous, everybody does that.
Kept that three-wheeler or four-wheeler. Give me a beer.
I got it, Mike. 10 minutes, I'll be there. It's got some good ears on there. He's all right.
No Firestone?
Oh, that's right, huh?
Museum for the 1,000 Miles to Glory. We're with Chuck Miller from American Honda, 3-time Baja 1000 champion. Chuck, let's talk about the bikes here.
Well, we can start today with this Honda 250 motorcycle, 1962 model. As you can see, these bikes were basically street bikes that had an upswept pipe, and that's really the only thing that made it a dirt bike in those days. This is one of the types of bikes, the first type of bikes that went down to Mexico to compete in the Baja 1000. Was won by Bud Eakins and Bill Robertson. We evolved over here into the 1987 XR 600 that Bruce Ogilvie and myself won the Baja 1000 on. As you can see, the bikes start to get a little bit more technical as far as the look, the swoop of the seat. They're definitely just dirt bikes. And this is the actual motorcycle that we rode in that particular race. Next, we can move over to the 1991 XR 600, and this particular bike we call the Monster Bike. It is a stock trim base XR600, but actually the motor was beefed up. This bike could do 125 miles an hour, and we actually dubbed it the monster bike because the size of the bike was 680 cc's. A lot of times, as we evolve into the next bike, 1998 XR600, you can see the look is about the same. We've added oil coolers for longevity of the engine, a twin swept pipe along here that helps cooling, and heavy duty wheels, tires, everything's safety wired and zip tied, and extra heat treat tape, you name it, it's on this bike. A dry brake system for your fuel, for quick fueling. Right here, those are essential when you have 25 pits in a particular race. You know, I'm asked many times what some of my most memorable moments are in Mexico, and I'll tell you, there's hundreds of them. Every time you go down there, there's a new experience and something that'll happen to you that just sticks in your mind. But obviously, one of the most memorable moments for me was in 1986. I was riding with my partner Bruce Ogilvie. Probably 60 miles into the race, we lost an ignition. Luckily, I had one I was carrying in my back fanny pack for a spare part. As I threw the bike down on its side, I began taking the side case off and had to take it all apart to fix the motorcycle, put the new ignition in. While this is going on, guys are passing. It probably took me 40 minutes to get the bike up and running again. I probably took off 25th, 30th place and figured, this race is over. But one thing in Mexico, perseverance is everything. Being consistent, never stopping, never die attitude is what you have to have. Bruce Ogilvie and myself ended up winning overall that week, and it really just came down to just perseverance, keep going, never stop, never die attitude. One guy after another would start having a problem, somebody has a flat. Attrition is one of the hardest things in Mexico, so got to keep going, just like about any sport. Hi, I'm Chuck Miller with American Honda.
Wait.
This is no. I don't, but we don't know. I have to run right now.
No, you don't. You can go.
Try this with some 7-Up.
Outside there's more food.
You're welcome.
At the Peterson Museum.
We're in the back.
1,000 Miles to Glory, a tribute to the SCORE Baja 1000. You know, we've had some wonderful evenings here, and I see people who have been to many of them. We had Roar from the 60s, we had the Trans Am reunion, we had the 50th anniversary of La Carrera Panamericana. And the formula is very simple. We get some great old cars, we mix in racing heroes, we stir in some great food and drinks, and then crank up the cameras. And the audience, and we thank you all so much for this, just keeps on growing. We had 300 to 400 people, and then 500 to 600, and tonight we have over 1,000 people here. So give yourselves a hand, that's fabulous.
You filming?
This would not have been possible without the tremendous...
I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do this. My buddy Scooter Patrick and I are going to race this Bronco about 850 miles through hot, dry desert, mountains, sand, and what have you, all the way from Ensenada to La Paz in Baja, California. We'll be eating dust for about 24 hours and coughing it for about 2 weeks. If you asked me if I'm a little crazy for doing this, you'd probably get one of these. Ask me if we think we can go down a road quicker than 300 other guys. Well, I'd probably say we're sure as hell going to find out.
I think there are a few people in this room who know exactly what he's talking about. And now, on with the show, and Marty Fiolko. Marty?
Wow. For anyone who knows me at all, that little clip was like it. You know, you sit there and you wonder, what the hell are we doing this sometimes? But honestly, you know, this whole event was a dream I've had for a long time, because I thought and I felt, as part of the off-road community and part of the public relations community and a motorsports guy, that you hear about Indianapolis and you hear about Daytona and you hear about Le Mans, we do it all the time, but the race that everybody talks about wanting to do as a driver or a crew guy or an adventure guy is Baja. You mentioned Baja, and the Baja 1000, whether it's the Nora version or the SCORE version or whatever version, everybody wants to.
Pickup, a Class 8 belonging to Frank Vessels. On board, a fully registered co-driver, our own Jackaroo.
Jack, your thoughts now?
Just really, Sam, wanting to get through the start and find out what's out there.
What do you think it's going to be like when you first hit that rough terrain?
I really don't know.
They're at the start.
Go for it, buddy.
Started the Baja as a reporter doing a first-person story, but soon felt the pull of this giant race and finished as a competitor.
This race started out for me as simply a chance to see the Baja 1000 from the closest of all vantage points. But by the end of the day, I'd ridden an emotional roller coaster that took me from the excitement connected with winning right down to the disappointment of not finishing. I was afraid at first, but once the race started, I was a competitor, wanting only to win. Didn't matter if I was being battered and bounced around in the truck. In fact, near the end, I began to not even think about that aspect because I was focusing on the fact that I could win this thing. And then it was over. We were out, we'd lost, and there was nothing that I could do about it. You know, it's odd in many ways because that losing makes going back to the Baja very important for me. You see, I think the Baja owes me one.
Beating the Baja began not with a flurry, but a dare. It seems that driving the southwestern deserts was somewhat of an underground passion.